Nu-Truong has been missing for several days, and his mother and Hao's search is reaching a dead end. They've been putting up missing person posters everywhere, but no one recognizes him. Just when hope seems lost, a photo of Truong surfaces in a distant area. Could this be the crucial clue that leads them to him? Meanwhile, Tieu, consumed with worry, has been quietly putting up more posters, desperately hoping someone might have seen Truong. But when Truong's mother notices the phone number on one of the photos, everything begins to change. Could Tieu be the only one who knows the truth about Truong? The search has now become more than just a simple journey. It's turning into a confrontation full of unexpected twists. Stay tuned to find out what happens next. Tieu has been putting up missing person posters for Truong for days now, but there's still no news. Every morning when she wakes up, she asks herself if today will be the day she gets a call, if anyone has seen him. That tiny hope seems to be all she has left. But as each day passes, her anxiety grows heavier. She tells herself that this is the only thing she can do, but the feeling of helplessness is unavoidable. Is he safe? She truly hopes he hasn't come to harm. In those moments, Tieu can't help but think of Truong's mother. She wonders if she knows what's going on. If she did, it would surely break her heart, maybe even more than she can bear. Tieu doesn't want to add to her burden, doesn't want her to feel more pain. So she decides not to tell her, at least for now. The worry for Truong keeps her going. She knows she can't give up, even though the feeling of despair is slowly taking over. She still has to take care of Dui, can't let herself break down. Both Truong and Dui are people she loves and must protect. Every day, Tieu tells herself not to let her anxiety cloud her hope, but her heart still won't stop worrying, weighing her down with each step. Every second, every minute that passes, she knows she has to be stronger, even as the challenges seem to keep growing. Truong's mother and Hao, the local official, didn't stop searching for him. After several days of waiting with no news, they decided to try a new area. They weren't sure if this was where Truong was hiding or just another dead end, but they knew they couldn't give up. This was a place neither Truong's mother nor Hao had been before, but they decided to look there anyway. Truong's mother suggested they split up to search more effectively. Though there was a slight unease about the emptiness of the road, her determined gaze made all their worries fade. She told Hao to be careful, and they each went in different directions. As they walked down the quiet road, Hao started to feel something was off. She spotted a poster on a telephone pole. To her surprise, it was a picture of Truong, the person they had been desperately searching for. Truong's mother walked over and stared at the photo, but neither of them knew who had posted it. Her heart sank. Had someone seen Truong, or did someone know something about him and hadn't told her? They stood there confused, not knowing what to make of it. Then Truong's mother's eyes landed on the phone number on the poster. A sense of familiarity hit her. She recognized the number. It was Tieu's, the girl she had met. Truong's mother couldn't believe that Tieu had been posting these flyers to look for him. A wave of sorrow washed over her, not only because of Truong's disappearance, but also for Tieu, such a pitiful girl carrying this pain all on her own. Hao looked at Truong's mother, and they both thought the same thing. Tieu must have known what was going on, but out of fear of upsetting her, she hadn't said anything. Truong's mother understood Tieu Nu's feelings. She knew the girl was trying, but didn't want anyone to bear more pain. Nu-Truong's mother felt a deep sadness. The posters had been up for a few days now, but so far no one in the area had recognized Nu-Truong. The locals had never seen him, so they couldn't help Tieu Nu. All she could do was sigh, feeling completely helpless, but still, she and Hao couldn't stop. They couldn't give up now. They decided to keep searching, not just for themselves, but also for Tieu Nu, so she wouldn't have to face this journey alone. Her heart ached when she thought of her own daughter, but she also knew that only persistence could bring them closer to finding Nu-Truong. As they continued on, Hao and Nu-Truong's mother exchanged a silent look. They both understood that this search would be long and full of challenges, but they couldn't give up. Every step they took carried hope, no matter how hard it got, and despite any doubts, they kept moving forward. Nu-Truong's mother and Hao continued their search, holding Nu-Truong's photo in hopes someone would recognize him. They walked through quiet streets, asking everyone they met, but each answer only weighed heavier on their hearts. Most of the people in the area didn't know Nu-Truong. They'd look at the photo, shake their heads, and go about their business, making Nu-Truong's mother feel even more despondent. Unable to shake off their disappointment, they kept walking. Each step felt like running into an invisible wall. No clues, no hope. They asked a young woman, but the answer was still no. They kept asking people, one after another, but nothing changed. The emptiness of the streets made the air around them feel tense. Everyone they met seemed like ghosts, unable to offer any help. After walking quite a distance with no results, Hao and Nu-Truong's mother decided to stop. Nu-Truong's mother sat down in a corner, tired, her eyes distant. Hao also felt exhausted, but didn't dare stop. They sat there in silence with only the sound of distant cars like a hollow rhythm. Nu-Truong's mother took the water. Hao handed her, drinking gently, but her mind couldn't stop thinking about Nu-Truong. She didn't know where her son was, if he was okay, or if he was safe. The worry in her heart grew larger with each passing moment. She couldn't imagine what her life would be like if they couldn't find Nu-Truong. Nu-Truong's mother also thought about Tieu Nu, the girl she knew was suffering from her own search for Nu-Truong. She knew Tieu Nu didn't want to burden her with more worry, but she couldn't help but feel sorry for the girl. Nu-Truong's mother felt for Tieu Nu, but also couldn't forget about her son. Her life now revolved around the fear of losing Nu-Truong and the worry for Tieu Nu. Hao looked at Nu-Truong's mother and saw the helplessness and anxiety in her eyes. She too couldn't stop thinking about Tieu Nu, wondering how much longer she could bear this. The hardships and trials had forced Tieu Nu to carry this burden alone with no one to help her. Nu-Truong's mother worried for both of them, Nu-Truong and Tieu Nu. She didn't know what to do anymore, as all their efforts had brought no results. Feeling tired, Hao suggested they take a break, but Nu-Truong's mother couldn't sit still. She decided to keep going, even though she knew it wouldn't be easy to find any clues right now. Hao was worried about the emptiness of the area, not wanting Nu-Truong's mother to go into places with few people, but she insisted on continuing the search. "I'll visit Tieu Nu later," Nu-Truong's mother said, her voice filled with concern. Hao nodded, but in her heart, she too worried. Tieu Nu was surely very sad, but Hao didn't know how to help her. She couldn't let Truong's mother face this journey alone. Truong's mother and Howell decided to keep going, unable to let the helplessness linger. But with each step, the unspoken questions kept echoing in Truong's mother's mind. Will we find Truong? Can Tieu Nu endure this pain much longer? Every step now was more than just a search. It was a battle against time and fear. They had to keep going, because hope still remained, even if just a faint light in the dark. The footsteps of Truong's mother and Hao echoed in the quiet space. But inside, a spark of hope still burned, though they didn't know when it would flare up into a guiding light. Every missing person poster they put up was a prayer, a hope that in the end, they would find him. As they turned onto a narrow street, a faint light in the distance caught their attention. Could this be a sign of a meeting, or just another twist in this challenging journey? Everything was still unclear, but they knew only perseverance and hope could lead them to the ending they both longed for.